Look, stop trying to replace your enterprise outbound BDR. Seriously, just stop it. I get the fantasy. I really do. You point AI at a list, you crank personalization knob to like 11, you got email, phone, LinkedIn, and you want to sit back and watch meetings magically appear. That fantasy unfortunately dies the second you sell anything complex. Enterprise sales doesn't break politely. It actually breaks pretty loudly. When you actually get it, and when you do this, you're going to see probably some hallucinations. You're going to see some cringe outreach. Now, that sounds confident and wrong, and you might actually even see some burned accounts. I don't know if you're going to get a second shot at that. So here's something that a lot of people probably aren't telling you about. Half the startups that raised on AI BDRs, they've actually pivoted, sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly, but they have new positioning, same deck, probably different headline. I think that needs to tell you something. Hear this slowly. In enterprise sales, outbound BDRs, not really replaceable. That does not mean AI is useless. It means your expectations might be. What people keep missing is that enterprise outbound, it isn't just activity, it's so much judgment. It's a lot of timing. It's knowing when not to send the message. That's the part that doesn't always show up in this demonstration you might be seeing. So let me be very clear about what actually is working right now for enterprise outbound BDRs. First, signal-based outbound. AI should be listening more, not just spraying. Think like website visits on your pricing page hits or product docs, job change signals, LinkedIn activity follow-up, like real buying signals. Then and only then do you actually reach out. Not to pitch, but to not really to circle back, not to just dump a calendar link, but to engage, start that conversation. That's the difference right now between leverage and spamming. Second, you got to stop trying to delete the BDR and think about supporting them more. The biggest one I'm seeing isn't AI replacing these BDRs, it's AI sitting next to them. Give your BDR an AI account researcher. Think like top accounts monitor or some of the changes in your accounts flagged or some interesting context being surfaced. You could actually Slack it like a teammate, what changed on this account or how should I approach this? What's worked before? That's the real leverage we're seeing. You don't get that by completely firing your team and hoping a bot figures everything out. Third, we probably need to talk about the Clay industrial complex. Agencies, GTM engineers, stitch signals, kind of like Zapier on Zapier workflows held together with duct tape. It can be very powerful, especially in expert hands. It can sometimes be expensive to run, also easy to break, sometimes brittle as hell. But most teams aren't using this to get smarter. They're using it sometimes actually to get faster with nicer dashboards. But it can be very powerful in the right hands. Now, look, I'm not pretending I didn't want to replace BDRs too. I think everyone did. And I'm not saying it never happens. I'm just saying right now, it's messier than LinkedIn wants you to believe. And it absolutely is not some flip the switch moment. Enterprise BDRs is still more about trust and context and maybe even nuance, timing. And AI can help with all of that, but it doesn't just magically own it yet. So you got a couple choices to make. You keep chasing the LinkedIn FOMO, new tool every week, new post about all these meetings somebody's just getting by spamming people on, using AI. Same pipeline problems probably though. Or you can accept where we actually are now, and build like an adult. You got to use AI to listen better, use AI to prep better, use AI to support humans doing hard work with real judgment. So look, if you want to see how some of these ideas like signal-based AI outbound actually works, or how AI account researchers support real teams, shoot me a DM. I'll show you what's working. Not what sounds good in these pitch decks, but look, we're all figuring this out. But don't pretend. Don't pretend enterprise BDRs are already dead. That's not real right now. Might not always be, but at the moment, operate where we are and plan for the future.